Happy New Year and welcome back. Today I'm gonna show you how to create this really super cool hairstyle. I call it the double fishtail braid. It's sort of one fishtail braid on top of the other. It looks complicated, but it's actually super easy. So if you wanna know how to create it, then keep on watching. Now the first thing I'm gonna do is bring all of my hair to one side. I usually like to braid on my left side, so I brought all my hair here. And the next thing I'm gonna do is just give it a really good brush. Now as you guys can see, I'm wearing my ombre blonde Luxy Hair extensions. I tried to do this hairstyle on my hair and I think with extensions it just looks a million times better. So I definitely decided to use them. The next thing I'm gonna do once I brush my hair is I'm gonna split it in two sections. I'm gonna have a smaller section, like a significantly smaller section, which is gonna be this one. That's to the right. And I'm gonna separate it. So what I'm gonna do now, just grab a clip and I'm gonna separate it and clip this one away. I'm just gonna use my dress actually and just clip this into the dress so it stays away like that. I'm gonna go back into this section again and give it a brush. And then what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and start doing a regular fishtail braid. If you don't know how to do a fishtail braid, I have tons of videos on that, so I'm just gonna link them here and down below, so check them out. But I'm gonna quickly go through the steps again. It's super easy. I just find that it takes practice when you first start doing it. So I'm gonna split the hair in two and I'm gonna work with two sections. I'm gonna use my index fingers to bring the hair from the back over the left section to the right section, and then do the same thing to the right section. So with my index finger, grab a section of hair, bring it over the right section to the left section. And that's really the exact same steps that I will be doing as I move down the braid. And as I do this, I also push the hair up. So once I bring the section to the left one, just kind of push it up so it's not too loose. I'm just gonna continue doing that as I move down my braid. And since it's a new year, I wanted to ask you guys a quick question. I know a lot of you probably have some New Year's resolutions, so I'd love to hear what are your New Year's, or what is if you just have one. Just leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Personally, I kind of stopped doing New Year's resolutions because what ended up happening is I would make New Year's resolutions, but I wouldn't really do anything about them. So now instead of New Year's resolutions, what I do is I make New Year's plans. When you make a plan, I think it's more actionable. Like you have a plan and then I divide it into how I'm actually gonna get those things done. So I found that, if it's just a resolution, okay, I'm gonna, start working out. But when you have a goal, I guess it's more structured in a way. So one of my goals for 2015, I'm gonna just share one. I had like 2 pages of goals for 2015, but one of my goals is to vlog more often. And I already do some vlogs on my Mimi Icon channel. If you're not subscribed to it yet, then make sure to subscribe. But I really enjoy doing it and I wanna start vlogging a lot more. So that's my goal for 2015. And yeah, there's lots more, but I'm gonna probably share with you in some of my vlogs as well. All right, enough talking because I'm gonna get distracted with my braid here. So I'm just gonna continue doing this and I'll just speed up the whole process. Now at this point, what I'm gonna do is just grab my hair elastic and I'm gonna secure this braid at the bottom. Now the next step is my favorite step when I do some braids, is to go into this braid and really fan it out and make it big. And I usually start from the bottom. I just pull on sections. So just gently grab sections of the braid and fan them out of the braid. You just want to be gentle, especially if you have layers or if you wear hair extensions. You want to make sure your hair is not sticking out. Now if it ends up sticking out, it's not a big deal. You can always use some hair pomade or wax to sort of hide it back. And I just love how my highlights look because of the ombre blonde set that I'm wearing. When I do braids, it just looks incredible. I love blonde hair. So just continue pulling on the sections until you get it really big. Now at this point, I'm happy with my results and I'm gonna move on to my second braid. So I'm just gonna unclip this little section, quickly give it another brush. Maybe just move this one a little out of the way. And what I'm gonna do next is create another fishtail braid. So I will be doing the exact same steps. I'm gonna split it into sections. And again, I'm just gonna start braiding a regular fishtail braid. And here I'm really making sure to go for like nice chunky sections just because it's faster. And I personally like a more chunkier look. But again, if you prefer smaller sections, go for smaller. If you prefer a bigger section, you can go for bigger. It's really up to you. Again, once you bring the section over, you just sort of push it up. and continue doing that all the way down. And once I reach the bottom of my braid, I'm gonna grab a hair elastic and also secure it at the bottom. Now I'm gonna do the same steps with the little braid. Once I've secured it, I'm just gonna start at the bottom, slowly pulling out sections of the braid to make it appear bigger, and moving my way all the way to the top of the braid as I do this. Now the last and the fun step of this hair tutorial is actually attaching these two braids together. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just grab the smaller braid, put it on top of the bigger, kind of decide where I want it to sit, like that. Super cool. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna grab a hair elastic and I'm gonna secure these two together, right at the bottom. Now once I've secured the two braids at the bottom, as you can see, it's not really enough to hold the two together. So what I'm gonna do is just hold it like that first and grab a bobby pin and just gonna flatten it out and see how I want it to go. And then what I'm gonna do is go from the bottom of the braid and I'm just gonna pin this braid in place. You wanna make sure it doesn't show. So you kind of have to work your way through the two braids to pin them two together. And then make sure the bobby pin is not showing. And here again, one is probably not gonna be enough. So what I'm gonna do is grab one more and go to the top of the braid. I think this part is quite crucial, and do the exact same step there. I'm just grabbing a bobby pin, going through the back of the bigger braid, attaching the bobby pin through the small and the big braid, and that kind of attaches the two together. Now, what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go back into this and just fix it a bit more. Just gonna fan out the back braid a little more behind the smaller braid. Now as a last step, what I'm gonna do is just go into the ends of my hair and pull out the elastics that I no longer need. Especially if you have lighter hair, like the ends that I have, it's gonna be quite visible. So I'm just gonna pull out the two that I don't need, the two original ones. And that just leaves me with one. Perfect, and that is it. For today, my beautiful friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. When you recreate this double fishtail braid, make sure to post it on your Instagram with Luxy Hair hashtag. I love seeing your recreations. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week. Love you. Bye.